All right, let's get into this. We're about to unpack a story that, honestly, it starts out as this quiet, personal mystery, but it quickly spirals into a massive conspiracy. We're talking about memory, technology, and yeah, a brand new and frankly terrifying kind of theft. And this right here, this single sentence is the key that unlocks everything. Seriously. And get this, it's not some poetic metaphor. Nope. It is the literal, chilling observation of something a woman named Io noticed happening to her own grandmother. Okay, so let's start with the hands. Our story really begins with this incredible woman, a healer named Mama Abike. We're talking about someone with a lineage that goes back for generations. But her mind is starting to fail, and not in any way you'd expect. And look, this isn't what you might think of as ordinary dementia. Not at all. Mama Olage's mind starts to lose these really specific things, like the names of her own family or what day of the week it is. But her hands, her body, they hold on to this deep, almost ancient knowledge. She can still prepare these traditional medicines perfectly. Her fingers just know what to do, even when her conscious mind doesn't. So her granddaughter, Io, who happens to be a neuroscience student, which is key, she sees this and immediately knows something is very wrong. This isn't natural. The memory loss is just too precise. It's surgical. It's almost as if something or someone deliberately targeted her grandmother's mind, taking just the personal stuff, but leaving behind all these valuable ancient skills. And what starts as this heartbreaking family tragedy, well, it quickly turns into something way bigger. Io starts digging, asking questions, and she realizes her grandmother isn't alone. Oh no, there's a deeply disturbing pattern popping up all over the region. So what's the common thread? What connects all of these cases? It's the arrival of the African Union Census Bureau. Just a few weeks after these elders go through what they're told are extended interviews and neural scans, the symptoms start. The timing is it's too perfect to be a coincidence, right? And get this, look at who they were specifically interested in. The census wasn't just about counting heads. They were actively seeking out elders with these incredibly deep, unbroken family histories. People exactly like Mama Abeke, who could recite her family line for 37 generations. I mean, wow. It's clear they were looking for something very specific, something ancient that was being carried inside these families. And this, right here, is where the whole thing just breaks wide open. We find out the shocking truth behind this so-called census. The science they're using, it has nothing to do with preservation. It's all about extraction. The entire operation is built on this really fascinating but also terrifying idea called the somatic archive. Just think of it like genetic muscle memory. It's the theory that our bodies themselves can store knowledge passed down through generations. Survival skills, healing practices. It's all encoded right into our biology, especially in cultures that have had to fight to survive for centuries. Then a leak happens, and we find out who's really pulling the strings, a biotech firm called Afrogenesis. They've discovered this incredible library written in human biology, and their goal, well, it's not to just read the books, it's to steal the entire collection and sell it off. And you have to hear the language they use to cover their tracks. It's so cold. People aren't people, they're knowledge carriers. Theft isn't theft, it's knowledge preservation. And the brain damage they're causing? They call it declarative memory displacement. It's this chilling, sanitized corporate speak designed to hide what's really happening. So the big question is, how does it actually work? I mean, how do you literally steal a memory from someone's mind? Well, we know because a whistleblower takes us inside the machine, showing us the cold, clinical reality of the whole procedure. And the process itself is deceptively simple and just completely horrifying. Elders are invited for what they're told is a health assessment. A machine then scans and basically digitizes all of that deep inherited knowledge. But the process is so aggressive, it's like it just burns out the adjacent parts of the brain, the parts responsible for conscious memory. It literally leaves them in a fog. And just so we're clear, this is not some small experimental program. Look at this number, 237. That's how many elders were processed by just one technician at one facility. Now imagine there could be dozens of these centers all over the continent. The scale here is industrial. But Here's probably the most chilling part of all, and this comes directly from the whistleblower Chioma. The brain damage, the fog, the stolen personal memories, it is not an unfortunate side effect. It's a feature, not a bug. The damage was part of the design from the very beginning. Then, in this incredible moment of clarity, cutting right through her own fog, Mama Abeke gives this crime its real name. She calls it the breath trade. And you have to understand, in Yoruba cosmology, breath isn't just about air. It's life force, it's consciousness, it's the very essence of who you are. So they're not just trading knowledge, they're trading in the very soul of a people. But even in the face of all this horror, something else is happening. Something is starting to grow. A resistance is taking root, connecting all these different people who are absolutely refusing to let this breath trade continue in the shadows. And you start to see this amazing, kind of unlikely alliance forming. Each person brings a critical piece of the puzzle to the table. You've got the insider, Chioma, who has the internal documents. You've got the scientist, Dr. Okunwokwo, with the hard clinical data from victims. You have Ayo, the granddaughter, who connects all the science back to the real human cost. And then you have Sankofa, this encrypted online network that lets them all work together securely. So what's their goal? It's clear, and it's powerful. They're going to combine everything they have, the leaked memos, the brain scans, the heartbreaking personal stories, and put it all into one single, undeniable report. It's like they're building a weapon made of pure truth, and they're aiming it right at afrogeneticists to expose them to the entire world. So this is where we're left. The breath trade, it's real. It's a thoroughly modern kind of theft, but it's built on a very old, very ugly logic of exploitation. And now a powerful resistance is fighting back. But it leaves us with this huge question. Can you really reclaim truth and memory once they've been digitized, stolen, and sold on the open market? Can you actually get a soul back?